Hello friends, this is Coach MVK. Welcome back to my channel. Summer is coming, rides will subside a bit, but we will keep talking about rider subjects. This is your ultimate guide to stalling part 1. In part 1, we will see three things. What is stalling? Which bikes are stalling? And why is it stalling in detail? Now in part 2, we will actually see how can we deal with stalling. So let's get started with part 1. But hey guys, never forget to hit that subscribe button and always remember to click that bell button so that you will get notification when my part 2 is released. So yeah, let's get started. Stalling looks like this. Manav is a Delhi-based rider and his wheelies are quite famous here. And thank you very much Manav for helping me with that video clip of stalling. And if you guys are interested, check out his channel. Here in the description below I have a link for some interesting stuff. Now, when you are closing the throttle, bike actually dies. That is what you have just seen. And that is sometimes very frustrating, especially inside city. Every time you close the throttle, it just dies. So that is stalling that we are going to discuss today. There may be other kinds of stalling that we will not discuss today. So our second question, which bikes are stalling? Street triples, Daytonas, CBRs, Royal Enfields, R3s, almost every bike can stall in India. Every bike can stall in India. But some bike stalling problem will be much more famous because the riders community, in particular the street triple owners community in India, was very vocal about this subject and they let other people know about what is coming. And Triumph India definitely have looked into this issue as well. We will see that in next video, that part 2. But even though many other bikes are stalling, many a times people will not speak about this issue, particularly because they are worried about resale value and stuff like that. They will not talk about their problems. That doesn't mean that those bikes are not stalling. So this is a universal problem in India and more prominent in some models of motorcycles. So we are on to our third and most important question of the day. Why is it actually stalling? We are not going to give you any vague arguments. So let's take a look inside the bike and see what is actually happening. When you open the throttle, the butterfly valves in the throttle bodies opens and allows airflow into the combustion chamber. And when you are actually closing the throttle, you are cutting on the air intake. So, to maintain the engine's combustion or to keep the engine running, even when you close the throttle completely, there should be slight gap around the butterfly valves even when it is completely closed. But unfortunately, on the stalling bikes, this gap is sometimes non-existent. That happens because of two reasons that we will just now see. First one being carbon deposition inside the walls of the throttle bodies. This primarily happens because of poor fuel quality and poor air quality, that is high pollution in India. So these two reasons probably leads to carbon depositions around the walls and making it ever so slightly thicker. So what happens is when the butterfly valve closes, it also almost closes completely, and momentarily there won't be any airflow, and this may choke the motor. For the second reason, take a closer look. Here you can see this little plate stops the butterfly valves from closing completely. Position of this plate determines your idle RPM. This plate is controlled by a stepper motor known as idle stepper motor. So suitable idle RPM can be programmatically achieved. As you can see, a lot of dirt is accumulated on this metallic stopper. Over a period of time, there will be a layer of dirt over this metal piece, and butterfly valves will be that much less open because of that dirt. That will be very thin layer, but still it is something good enough to control the airflow. Now the computer inside this bike gets adjusted to this new bound thickness, and it controls the idle based on this new thickness of the stopper. Now what happens is when you abruptly close the throttle, this other metal piece is hitting on this stopper and the dirt layer may get removed. So when this happens suddenly, the butterfly valve can get closed completely, and the computer is not ready for this. It wasn't expecting that. So the fueling gets thrown around, the idling gets thrown around, and the bike gets stalled. So this results in these two things. Either it stalls or results in erratic idling. So this is the reason why it is stalling. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any question or observations, please write that comment below. And if you like the video, please leave a thumbs up and never forget to subscribe for part 2. So next week we will discuss how to deal with the stalling issue. Till then, bye bye.